Hey, what's up? It's Doug Cunnington here, and I'm going live. And hopefully in a second, I'll be able to confirm that I could hear myself over here. And today I'm going to talk about this small productivity crisis that was sort of stressing me out for a couple days.
I'm going live.
And I realized it, I think, in like yesterday. So I went on a short hike yesterday, which actually I live streamed from like the destination up there where I was at. Hey, Dennis and Falk, welcome. Doing pretty good here. Hopefully gonna do a fairly short update today, quick little live stream, and then head out. But I definitely was getting a little stressed out over the last couple of days, and I wasn't really sure why. I've been, I mentioned it for people that watch these live streams occasionally. People like Dennis, Dave, Nick, people like that, Tihana, and Falk. I've been taking the afternoons off in like this week in great part. So really busy in the morning, take the afternoons off, try and go to the gym. Yesterday I went on a hike, but I was like sort of stressed out, and it was, I don't know, kind of wore me out. So here's what was happening. There's like, we all have like ongoing projects and little things that we're working on. I'm trying to do fewer and fewer projects. That actually turns out to really help your stress there. Hey, Nick, what's up? And Sean, thanks for joining up. So the fewer things you're working on, well, that usually helps. You think you want to do more stuff and like increase your productivity, but really like the less you do, that reduces the stress. So I had like a couple like ongoing little projects, and I'll mention some of them. So like I have several YouTube videos. Some of them I shot and they were screen flows. Some of them were live streams, and others were just, general topics. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of even like webinars and live trainings that I publish on YouTube. And there's some value in having a description in YouTube. So I hired someone to help me like summarize and transcribe portions of it, really to just get the ideas across, not really to transcribe a whole full video. So I have these, they're completed, right? So it took weeks for this work to be done. And I have a lot of those documents just sitting in my Google Drive. And see Javier, Ronit, what's up? So basically I have them sitting there, and I know they're there, and all I need to do is like copy and paste and do a light edit for most all of these. There's, some 20 plus videos. I don't even know how many there are, right? I just know I have a big pile of stuff that I need to work through. And technically each one would probably only take me like under 5 minutes to do, but I have the pile sitting there. Another portion of it is I have these YouTube videos that do have descriptions already. And I hired someone to help me basically write like very short, under 400 word blog posts, just so I could like publish those posts on Niche Site Project. So it's very interesting. There's a set of people, like you find people here that watch on YouTube, primarily video consumers, and don't necessarily read the blog. There's a bunch of blog people that don't watch any of the videos. So there's some opportunity. Obviously there's overlap with some people, but a lot of people are one or the other depending on how they consume content. Maybe they're at work and they can't watch YouTube, but they could read blogs or something like that. So I know there's value in like cross-publishing and making sure that, I have a bunch of videos where I have like natural traffic on my site, and people can watch stuff, comment, and consume the content on my site, on the platform there, versus on YouTube. So I have several of those sitting there also. Additionally, there's just some work that I need to do on like a few of my niche sites. Again, each of the tasks really only takes a few minutes to complete, less than 5 minutes for each one of those to be done. But because I have like a big pile of stuff, like I'm not touching it, and I just know that every day when I wake up, I'm like, oh, I should get to that stuff, but I have a bunch of calls that I'm trying to work on and talking to students, and then there's a few things that I have to do to keep up with email. Next thing I know, I'm trying to stop my day at like noon or 1 or so. Like it's past noon right now, but I'm still sitting here and I'm not at the gym. The point is, I figured out there were these like partially done things then, right? So here's the part that stressed me out, because I was walking up to the M yesterday afternoon, and I was like, I wasn't listening to any music or podcast or anything. I was just walking, like being in nature and stuff, which I enjoy. So I was walking, and then it occurred to me there were several other things that I wanted to get started on, like shooting more YouTube videos that are basically, I want to get my videos placed in like suggested, in the suggested like videos section for other people's videos. So there's a lot of strategy behind that. There are blog posts that I want to write. There are things that I want to write just in general. And I'm thinking about starting those new things. But then it occurred to me, I don't want to add more to my pile. I need to complete things. So if I can complete, adding the descriptions to the YouTube videos, that's off my plate. I stopped thinking about it. Of course, if I produce more YouTube videos, I'm just, creating that again. But of course, I can add a system around it. So it's not the sort of manual process that I'm working with now, or it's at least a little more streamlined. The other part is, again, the blog post for the YouTube videos that's a simple thing for me to finish up, go ahead and take care of it. In fact, one of the viewers, Tihana, is the person that's helping me with that. And we have an opportunity there to, just have her blog directly on Niche Site Project, draft up something, and then I can go and put in my own words after that. So basically, I'm talking about not having unfinished projects in the pile, because that's really stressful when there's too many things going on. And I realized, hey, all I need to do is probably spend about 2 hours working on all the YouTube descriptions, and then I'm done with that piece of work. It's it's a simple thing, but I just realized, hey, I should not start trying to do more YouTube videos while I'm still trying to catch up with the other stuff. So I'm sure, like, I've done that with niche sites where there's a site that's, on the cusp of, getting traffic and really making some money. And then I'm, trying to start a new site, or 2 new sites, or 3 new sites. Or I know I need to do more, content for a site, but instead I'm doing keyword research for a future site, where you never catch up and you never finish, and like having things incomplete. Everyone's different, but for me, having stuff that's incomplete sucks. So anyway, I basically figured out I just need to catch up after the launch, after all the students are like on point, things are working. I know at that point, this is a good time to do some of this catch up busy work. And then in probably the middle of next week, I hope, maybe I should hold myself to that, give everyone an update. The middle of next week, maybe by end of day Wednesday, I should have most of that stuff complete. Far fewer meetings next week. And if I just like pound it out, maybe wake up early a couple days, that'll be awesome. So, okay. So a couple questions. Ronit asked, do I use any project management tools? Not really. To be honest with you, I don't. Even though I'm a project manager, I don't. Most of the time, that stuff is overkill for like what I'm trying to do. I will mention that like when I'm going through the launch, I have like a big checklist, more or less, of what I need to go through. But I'll also say a lot of it is kind of internalized. So, I've made mistakes like putting the incorrect date in emails and stuff, like dumb mistake, forgot to do it. It's in the list. The list is, dozens of items long, very, very thorough. And each email is outlined, and there are pieces in there that are helpful. I store it in a Trello board, and I have a template, so I could just copy it over to another list and then check it off. But I mean, my primary project management tool is a spreadsheet. Like, simpler is better. Okay. That said, if you have a big team, I think Asana is a great tool for using or to use for really pure sort of project management. But depending on what you're doing, if you're doing I guess like a Kanban type layout, then Trello is the obvious solution for that. Okay, Dennis says, I use a master task list that is a living document. Each week you write the task for the week on the whiteboard. That's perfect. That works really well. Renee asks, how old are you? I am 38. Dennis says, next month is going to be crazy. We'll be posting 50 articles for 2 different sites. Yeah, that's a ton of stuff going on, Dennis. That's a lot. I'm in a similar boat, maybe not that many. You know what? I just had several dozen articles written, and they're being posted on one site, but I'm ramping up another writing team. So I just hired 2 writers this week. I'm hiring another one hopefully today. And I'm hoping I can, beef up the content on a particular site. I've referred to it in the last couple months. So we focused on one site first. We're almost done with that. Lewis Ogden and I are almost done with that particular site and the content. And then for a site that I have myself, my own site, that's one where I'm ramping up the content production, and I have an editor working on that. She's very fast. She's really fast. She knows WordPress. I'm paying her more than I had been at the $9 to $10 rate, but she already knew WordPress, and she was a writer that was good at editing. So cool. So basically, to tie everything in a bow, I had the productivity issue I had unfinished work that I knew was there. Each piece is simple to do, so I knew I could go and try to get ahead. But because there was 50 items in each one of these sections, maybe not that many, but there were over 20. I was like, I don't want to start that because I can't get in the frame of mind, and it's the end of the day. So I wasn't working on it. But I realized that if I tried to start something new without finishing previously started projects, it was going to kind of stress me out. So once I finish the other stuff up, I'll probably have a fresher frame of mind. There's fewer things on my plate, and I'll be able to hop in, hopefully, do more writing like I'm talking about, publish more YouTube videos and that sort of thing. So before I jet, any questions out there? Because I think I'm going to go to the gym. It's a good day to go to the gym. I like to sit in the sauna. It's very hot in there. On the good days, it's very hot in there. The other day I went in there, and they must have turned it off over the weekend. It was cooler, and it was hotter in my car. On the way to the gym, because it was sitting out in the sun. Yeah, Dennis says beer time. Yeah, it's almost beer time. It's afternoon somewhere. And I think we're actually going to my wife and I are probably going to head up to the local brewery, one I could actually walk to. It's called Outlaw. So I'm going to head there when she gets off of work later today, which should be fun. And all right, it looks like there are no questions. So thanks everyone for joining today. I hope you're productive and you finish your projects. So, all right, cool. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday. See ya.